Hello, my name is Craig Ross, and today we're going to talk about a topic that I love, e-commerce. Specifically, we're going to look at the Nexternal platform and how it allows you to extend your brand throughout the customer's entire shopping experience. Engage your customers with the platform's fantastic marketing and social media tools. Manage your B2C, B2B, mobile, Amazon orders, subscriptions, phone orders, point of sale transactions, and even quotes all in one place. Big buzzword in the industry these days is omnichannel. What I've just described is indeed omnichannel commerce. And finally, how you can exchange your data with other systems. If you have a warehouse management or an ERP system, data can flow automatically. So let's take a look. We're going to begin at our first Fairway demo, which is a fictitious golf brand. I want to mention that I'm going to be moving very fast since I have a lot that I'm excited to share with you, but please ask questions in the webinar interface. We'll have time at the end to go through them. So let's get started. So what we're looking at right now, for all practical purposes, could be your website. We're not in the Nexternal platform yet. We hope that you have a really good website, which does a great job of articulating to your customers who you are, what you're all about, what your brand's promise is. And we hope that your website makes it easy for your customers to start shopping and to get into your store. What we use this to demonstrate is that you can take your customers from your website into your Nexternal store just about any way you want. You can take them right into a storefront, which is super common. You can take customers right to specific products or categories. You can even take them into search results, and you can take them right into something like a dealer login if you do B2B sales. For our demo today, we're going to focus on B2C since that actually gives me more to talk about. And so let's assume I'm your customer. I come to this website, which is yours, and I want to buy this British open towel, which is even on sale. So once I click on that, now I'm brought to the Nexternal platform. So everything we're going to look at from this point forward is indeed the Nexternal system. Now, before we even start shopping, something remarkable's happened, or maybe it's not at all remarkable, depending on your perspective. But as a customer, I've gone from your website into your store. From a customer's perspective, I'm just going to your website, I'm shopping there. But from a technical perspective, I've gone to your website, and now I've gone into the Nexternal platform. But the Nexternal platform looks and feels and behaves as a natural extension of your website. There is no distinction from the customer's perspective. So for example, the top navigation that's in your website, you'll see it's in the store intact. Same thing with, for example, even the grass in the footer, it's all here. So any of the navigational and branding elements of your website will get carried into the Nexternal platform intact. We'll even do that for you as part of what we call our site sync process. So we ensure that your customers have the experience of going to your website and shopping with you. We've all had the experience of going to somebody's website, then when you click to shop, you've clearly been brought to some third-party system or template, and it feels disjointed. It doesn't feel right. I'm not even sure that I'm shopping from you anymore. Well, your customers don't have that experience at all. Your brand and your brand identity will stay intact through the customer from the moment they hit your website all the way through the shopping experience and even post-shopping experience, for example, with confirmation emails. It's all branded to you. It's your branding. And the way this works is we take the code from your website and we'll implement it into Nexternal. So especially if you think about website design and you're familiar with what's called, for example, cascading style sheet information, we take care of all that for you. And then after that, it's your store, so you can make changes whenever you want. But at least in the beginning, we're going to make this really, really simple for you. Now, along the lines of really simple, let's say I'm this customer. I want to buy this British open towel. I click add to cart. I can see it fly right into my always on-screen shopping cart. Just really, really simple shopping experience. So now that I have that, maybe I want to get some teas as well. So I click add to cart for that product. So now I have two products in my shopping cart, and I've done that with only 2 clicks. I never have to click continue shopping. I never have to click view cart to see what's going on. I never have to click recalculate to buy multiples of a product. So because of that, your customers have the cleanest, simplest shopping experience possible. Think about the last time you bought something online. Who knows, maybe it was even just a few minutes ago. You probably had the experience of clicking add to cart, the system probably made the entire screen your shopping cart, and then you have to click continue shopping to then go through a whole navigational path to find the second product you're looking for. That all goes away with this technology. So it's really simple for your customers. The other really great advantage of having an always on screen shopping cart is it gives you a wonderful marketing opportunity. So for example, you can see that we have dynamic cart messaging. So it's really common for online stores these days to have, or really online marketers to have a scenario where, hey, if you spend enough money, maybe you get free shipping or you get some type of discount. Well, with our technology, since the cart's always there, it's very easy to alert the customer how close they are to getting to that threshold. Wait, you're $39.01 away from free shipping. Well, of course I want free shipping. So I might as well get another towel. And I could probably use some more teas as well. In fact, I can even just hit the plus button. So once I've done that, now I've hit that threshold for free shipping. And of course, my messaging goes away. So even that type of experience, drop dead simple for your customers. They never have to click recalculate. They never have to click continue shopping. They never have to click view cart. It's all right there. Plus, you have the ability to push the customer into an upsell by having that dynamic messaging. So really simple for customers, really simple for you from a marketing perspective. So that's the always on screen cart. Next thing I want to show you is, let's look at a product that's maybe a little more interesting than a towel. So let's go to apparel. And let's have a look at our Nike Drop Sear Dry Polo. I love this product because it gives me a lot to talk about. And in fact, if you ever go to a trade show where we are, and we tend to go to a lot of them, depending on the show, you might see that we at TrueCommerce are indeed wearing these actual shirts, but that's a whole aside. From the perspective of this product, even before we start shopping, there's some important things happening. First thing to mention is the URLs in the Nexternal system are as clean as they could possibly be. Simply the name of your store plus the name of your product with an identifier, and the identifier is there as a protection mechanism, which we can get into if you have questions about that. And that's it. Really clean, simple URLs. Clean, simple URLs are super important because Google likes them. Everybody's been to a website and you click on the URL, it's just all sorts of stuff in it. Google doesn't like that. It can't necessarily understand what these pages are about. They want clean, simple URLs. It doesn't get cleaner or simpler than this. Additionally, you might notice that our URL starts with HTTPS. So you can have always secure URLs in your external system on your domain. Security, or really encryption, is a ranking signal for Google. So all things being equal, if you have a secure URLs in your store and your competitors don't, you're going to rank better than they are. So super clean URLs, super important. The other thing to talk about from a search engine perspective is that you can fully customize the title tags in your store. Now, oftentimes when I say that, people are like, well, that's wonderful, but I don't even know what a title tag is. Fair enough, most people wouldn't even think about it, but title tags are what shows up in the tab in your browser, at least in the Safari browser that I'm using. And so it tells you what the page is about. Now, customers don't really pay much attention to title tags. I'm much more interested in this content, but Google does, because the title tags tell Google what the page is about. And most search engine optimization experts believe that title tags are the most important, what they call on-screen factor for Google. And so these title tags, why I bring this up, is that they're fully customizable. And so you might be thinking, well, okay, well, why would I want to do that? Well, let's take this Nike Sphere Dry Polo. It'd be very simple just to have a title tag called Nike Sphere Dry Polo. And by default, that is what it'll be because it's describing the page. But think about it from your customer's perspective. A customer might not have any idea this is called a Nike Sphere Dry Polo, but they do know that they're searching for the Nike shirt that Tiger Woods was wearing when he won the Masters. So you can have your title tags, you can customize your title tags to not necessarily describe or be what the product is, but describe or be a search query. What would somebody type in if they were looking for this product? Well, I can make my title tags match those search queries, and then of course I'm going to rank much better. So that type of thing is very simple. So SEO is something we take very, very, very seriously because it helps our clients immensely. From a shopping experience perspective, you'll see we can have what we call attributes in the system, size and color in this particular case. We can also have something like a image gallery with rollovers. So for example, if you go to a trade show, this is probably what you'll see us wearing. Now, what just happened is obviously I clicked on this and I can see it. You're thinking, well, of course, everybody does that. And yes, they do. But if you might have also noticed that our attribute selector changed for me automatically. So this attribute selector is tied to the image gallery. Now, this doesn't require any programming skills to set this up. You're just filling in blanks in the system. So one, it's very simple to have very robust and easy shopping experiences for your customers, just like this. But two, the fact that it's tied together is something that most people don't even think about, yet can be critically important from a customer service perspective. So think about the last time you shopped for clothing online. You probably had an experience very similar to this, but probably only half of the systems or stores you shopped with would also have the attribute selector change when you made the selection here. So think about if you're somebody like my mom, for example, she's not going to be paying attention to this. And so she changes it to royal blue here, but doesn't change it here also in a different system. Next thing you know, she's ordered the wrong product, and then there's a customer service issue. So we think about ease of use even down to this level. Don't make your customers click twice for something that they should only have to click once. So just in a little example of how we think about things. Also want to point out that the system supports multiple ship tos on a single order. Now this is a tremendous advantage. Think about shopping around the holidays where you're buying, in this case, shirts for many people who don't live at the same place. Most systems even will make you go and place 4 separate orders. Don't make your customers do that. Let them come to your system and place a single order and pick which products go to which recipient. Your customers will love you for that. So if you sell products that are, for example, given as gifts or things of that nature, this is a huge advantage. If you are selling your products B2B, this is beyond a huge advantage because there is a very good chance that most of your customers have multiple locations. So make it simple for them. So multiple ship to is baked in. We also support what the industry now calls click and collect, order online and pick up in a store. So if you have that type of requirement, no problem. For example, you do have a retail store, or you have people pick up from your warehouse, or maybe they pick up from you at a trade show, baked right in. If you don't need it, that option simply wouldn't be there. So this is kind of the start of the omni-channel that we talked about a moment ago, where people can shop for you in different ways and get what they need. So that's the add to cart area. Next thing I want to talk about briefly while we're here is our social media action block. So here's where we've got tools like you'd expect, like tell a friend. If I'm buying something for my house, for example, I probably want to make sure my wife is on board. So tell a friend makes that easy. Twitter integrations here, Pinterest integrations here, and Pinterest is really the the wish list for the internet, if you will. So that's going to be super important, especially for consumer goods. But my favorite of these tools is what we call Facebook Share and Save. Now, when I say that, people are like, well, everybody's got Facebook like buttons and Facebook share buttons. What's this and save part? Well, what this allows is that you can incentivize your customers to share your products, and therefore you're going to build a tremendous amount of backlinks from Facebook right into your store. For example, in this case, share this product and receive a $2 sharing discount. If I'm a customer for this product, well, why wouldn't I share it in that case? I'm incentivized. And 2, it makes me even more likely to buy the product, and I'm getting a discount. So simply by offering appropriate discounts, you can build a tremendous amount of, the power of this is just awesome. Our clients have had tremendous success with it. And what I like about it is that as far as I know, nobody's copied us on this yet. So it's a really cool technology, and more importantly, it's a very effective technology. Under that area, we have our tab display. Most of our clients like to have their content broken down by tabs because it's easy. If you don't want a tab display for whatever reason, no problem. Your content can stack just like it does at Amazon. And what's really great about this is that you can have as little or as much content as you want, but it's fully HTML formatable. So that makes it really simple to do things like embedding video, as you can see here. Video is an awesome sales tool. So if you have your products, if you have commercials, if you have video tutorials, video demonstrations, video installation instructions, you name it, you can embed them right into your store. And so it can turn your store not only into a store, but into an educational resource. If I'm at your store being educated, well, I'm that much more likely to buy while I'm here as well. So video, powerful from an e-commerce perspective, very simple to leverage. Reviews are built in. Now, you don't have to have a separate review engine or anything like that. Now, reviews are really powerful for two reasons. One is the obvious. Products that are well reviewed convert better than others. Everybody understands that. But reviews are also important because reviews will help you with Google. Review data is what Google considers a social signal, and so it can very much help your rankings. So not only do we have these reviews here, their reviews get wrapped in a special type of coding called a rich snippet, so that this review data is presented to Google in the specific format it's looking for. And so this can very much help you with search engine results. So for example, if you go to Google and you're looking for a product, you might have noticed, especially recently, maybe the first, maybe sometimes first and second results have stars next to them, but none of the other ones do. That's this. So it can very much help you. We also allow you to have FAQs on your products in your store if appropriate. So FAQs are great for two reasons, much like reviews are. One, provides great customer service, and there's a good chance if a customer has a question, other customers do as well. So you can display their question and response for everyone to read. So great from a customer service perspective. And two, by your customers asking questions and you responding to those questions and displaying the responses, you are now creating fresh content on your pages, which Google also likes. So, FAQs can be super helpful for two reasons as well. Next thing I want to talk about briefly is express ordering. So this doesn't happen too often in the business to consumer world, but think about a B2B experience where, hey, we're buying these shirts for TrueCommerce and we're not buying one or two. If we are buying one or two, this is the type of experience I expect and demand. But if I'm buying maybe 1,000, I probably want something more like this, where I can just pick the size and quantities, the size color combinations I need, just pick the quantities, see plus and minus buttons here, so it's super tablet friendly. And I can add them all to the cart with a single click. So for B2B, depending on what you sell, if you have configurable products like this, express ordering can be tremendous. And then finally, if you have content that doesn't fit neatly into one of our predefined tabs, no problem, you can make your own like we have here for a sizing chart. So this experience can be very rich. It's very simple to set it up, but it's very rich for your customers and it makes it easy for them to find the content they're looking for. And then finally on this page, we have related products, in this case labeled you'll also love, and call it whatever you want. And this is a topic that we'll revisit in a few minutes. So that's a lot of content about what you can do with products. As I told you, I had a lot that I'd like to share with you on this page. Moving on to woods. The one thing I want to show you in this category is that, of course, categories have products in them. Everybody gets that. You can have subcategories, etc. But what I want you to see is that within every category, we have a description field. So we make it very simple for you to do in-category marketing. And so anything that you need to educate your customers on or bring awareness to or some sort of behavior you want to nudge them towards, that type of marketing, it's really simple. It's not like you need to know custom programming or anything like that. And so, it makes it really easy for us to tell our customers, hey, guess what? We've got this new big birthday. It's going to be here. It's coming soon. Order it now. Otherwise, they might not even know to look for it. So any sort of awareness you need to drive, bake that content, and that ability is baked right into the platform. Final product I want to show you are these golf balls. And usually when I do this, people are like, well, why? That's kind of boring relative to some of these other products. Why are we here? Well, what I want you to see is not only that we can buy these golf balls like everything else we've looked at, but that we can subscribe to them. And so you can have subscriptions baked right into the platform. You don't need a separate plugin or anything like that. So if you sell products that are consumables, whether it's food or something like golf balls that people lose, you can have your customers subscribe to them. Subscriptions are great. Your customers love it because they don't have to worry about running out. And you're going to love it because you build recurring revenue streams right into your e-commerce platform. You can even offer different subscriptions depending on it's on a product by product basis. So on the product, you can pick what subscription options you want to offer, and they can be fully customized. So what subscription on this golf ball, for example, could be a lot different than even on other golf balls. So, and you can even offer discounts to customers to subscribe. You know, hey, we're going to give you an incentive. So this type of technology is all built in, and the management of it is all built in as well. So subscriptions fully baked in. So now that we've looked around the store a bit, let's check out. And when we do, now you'll see we get what's called a related product upsell overlay. It's a lot of words for a real simple concept. Depending on what we've bought, the system's going to suggest other products to us as well. And in this case, you know, we didn't subscribe to those other golf balls, but we could use some. These are even on sale. So what's great about this is that we can buy it right from here. It's not like I do not get taken out of my checkout funnel. I don't get distracted. I don't leave what I'm doing. So this is very much like the candy in the checkout out at the grocery store concept. Make it simple for people to add on to what they're already buying. So that capability is baked right in. Our clients report, it depends on the client because they're in all sorts of different industries, but if we average them, they report about a 10% lift in the size of their average order. So it's a tremendous, tremendous tool. So now that we've got a lot more stuff in our cart than we came here to buy, let's check out. We're going to be returning customer just to save me a little typing. And then when I log in, system's going to recognize us. And it's going to bring us to our invoice page. Now, first thing to know at this point is, one, I can see everything. That's obvious. But two, you'll notice there's these big green edit buttons, you know, in the appropriate places. We have all had the experience of shopping online, and you get to a point, much like you're at right now, or we're at right now, and you're like, oh, I made a mistake, or that's the wrong address, or I want to add something to the cart, and there's no way to do it. You get trapped. And the reason those systems trap you is they don't want to give you an off-ramp. At least that's how they think about it. But then you just end up leaving in frustration. I can't fix this. So we never trap the customer. We always let them fix what they need to so that they can easily check out with you. So hence the edit buttons all over the place. Secondly, we qualify for free shipping, but if we wanted to upgrade, we could easily do so. Nexternal is integrated with UPS, FedEx, and the Postal Service, and with Garden State Online for our California wine friends. And so this allows you to quote real-time shipping rates, which is what you can see here. And what's really cool is you can have hybrid structures if you want. I mean, if you don't want to use real-time rates, that's fine as well. You can put in your own shipping rates. But most of our clients like real-time rates so that they don't overcharge or undercharge. And what's great is you can put hybrids like what we have. We'll spend enough money, it'll be real-time rates up to a certain threshold for ground at least. Spend enough money and it becomes free. You can do that type of thing very simply. The other thing worth knowing is that you can have preferred delivery dates in the order experience. So if you sell products that are indeed given as gifts, for example, for someone's birthday, or you sell perishable products, or maybe sell B2B products that your customers expect a just-in-time inventory relationship with you, preferred delivery date capability is also baked right in the platform. If that's not at all appropriate to me, I get my orders, I ship them, well then this simply wouldn't be there. It's also worth knowing under our subtotal that, hey, check this out. Craig Ross is a great customer, so he automatically gets 20% off. So I can easily give customers discounts, as you can see here, but perhaps more importantly, the Nexternal platform allows for really full customer segmentation. And the way we do that is around customer types. So within reason, you can have as many different customer types as you need. Each different customer type, you can call it whatever you want, and it can allow your customers to see different products compared to others, have different pricing compared to others, and have different payment options compared to others. So you can really segment and segregate your customers and dictate the customer, really the shopping experience that they'll have. So this is super important for B2B. Most of our clients who sell B2B, their customers might have different tiers and different structures and different negotiated pricing. So it's really simple to manage all of that. We even see a lot of uses for this in the business to consumer world as well. For example, you sell to college students, and so they're a different customer type. Or you're a winery, you have a wine club, and so wine club members have access to different products the general public doesn't have. Very, very simple to manage. Of course, we have where we put in our payment information, any comments we might want to share with the merchant. And that's pretty much it. Let's submit our order. So once we do, as a customer, I'll get an order confirmation email sent to me immediately. Hey, thank you for your order. Here's your invoice. Click on this link to see the status of your order. And so that's it. That's the shopping experience for your customers. The whole idea is that it's clean and it's simple. They can always see what's going on, and they can buy with you with really the fewest amount of clicks possible. Now, as easy as that shopping experience is, some of you are definitely thinking, hey, I get it. That looks great, really clean. But you know what? That's what you showed me is predicated on somebody being at their computer. What happens when they're not at their computer? What happens when they're on their phone? Well, in that case, let's look at my phone. And so this is the shopping experience. Oh, I just lost it. This is the shopping experience that your customers will have on a mobile phone. The system will automatically recognize the device your customers are on and provide them with the best possible shopping experience. So for example, this is the same store we were just at, but as you can see, it's fully mobile optimized. And we can look at that same Nike Sphere Dry Polo that we looked at a moment ago. And even though it's on a small touchscreen device, everything's here. My attribute selectors, my multiple ship tos, am I picking it up, my description, videos here, sizing chart, you name it, everything is here for me in a very simple touch-friendly format. So mobile, fully baked in, you don't really need to do anything. This will happen automatically. Now, what's perhaps even more important than just the mobile capability in and of itself is that we have what we call cart keeper technology and what the industry is now starting to call the Netflix effect, where I can start on one device and finish on another. We've all had that experience, for example, with Netflix. Maybe you start watching something on your phone. When you get home and turn on your TV, assuming you have Netflix enabled on your TV, Netflix will know where you left off. This will do the same thing for the shopping experience. So especially like in a B2B environment where I might be in my warehouse or stockroom looking around and adding stuff to the cart, but I'm not ready to fulfill, ready to submit my order just yet. Or even for consumers, I maybe get an email and I get an email from you, so I click on it and I start shopping on my phone because I'm not at my computer yet. But later in the day, I go to my computer, assuming I've logged in, the computer will know what's going on and it will know right where I left off, and then I can make whatever changes I need to and submit my order. So the cart will follow your customers across devices. So that's fully baked in as well. So that's mobile. We want to ensure that no matter what device your customer is using, they have the best possible shopping experience. So that's the store portion of what I wanted to show you. So now we're going to switch gears completely and become the merchant. So everything we're going to look at from this point forward is going to be how you would operate the system as a merchant. Nothing we're going to look at would impact how your customers won't see anything we're about to see. Let's leave it. We'll go with that. So the back end of Nexternal is called the order management system. And so here's, of course, our login screen. So again, this is back-end stuff. Your customers would never see this. Now, everybody in your organization who have access to the order management system would have their own user profile. And with their user profile, there's 7 different access levels. So you can control who can do and see what within the system. So let's log in. And we're going to log in as an administrator so we can do and see everything. And so now we're logged into the order management system, of course. The order management system, a great way to think about it is that this is a complete and robust tool set for you to, that allows you to run, manage, and grow your online business. Now, what I like about everybody having their own user profile is that besides the obvious security benefits of everybody having their own profile, everybody gets to pick where they want to start. And I like starting at my dashboard because it allows me to see at a glance what's going on. Am I on track to meet my revenue targets? How are my sales charting over time? How am I doing on Amazon? We just briefly touched on Amazon, at the beginning of this. We'll get into it a little bit more in a moment, but even your Amazon sales will show up here. Best products, best customers, stuff's all here. Where things perhaps get even a little more interesting would be, for example, around this US sales map. So this allows me to see where am I selling. What I like about this is, I might think I'm a marketing genius and I send out emails to my customers and people buy stuff. I'm like, wow, people buy from me, this is great. Until I look at this, I'm like, well, something's not right. Yes, people are buying from me on the coast and the south, but the entire middle of the country, for whatever reason, my marketing is not resonating with that audience. Why? What am I doing wrong? Now, maybe I would ultimately figure this out by looking at sales reports or sales data or who knows what. But instead, at a fraction of a second, I can see I need to make some adjustments. So that's why these dashboards can be super powerful. The other thing I really like in here are my search statistics. What are people searching for in my store? Are they searching for products I don't sell? Or are they searching for products maybe that I do sell, but they're not finding them because they're calling them something different than how I label my products? Well, I can see all this and I can make adjustments. We have several good examples of our client base of people who were maybe thinking about selling a product but weren't until they saw the data in their dashboard and they could see the demand they had for those new products. And okay, well, we're going to sell those products. We can see our customers are looking for them. And it's a great way to quickly have new top sellers. So that data is baked right into the platform, super powerful. Additionally, if you use Google Analytics, which most people do these days, that also plugs right into Nexternal as well. So you can get all of your analytical data in there. The third piece I want to show you from an analytics perspective is let's go back to my phone. And included with Nexternal is an awesome iOS app called Dashboard Plus. So this allows you to see what's going on in your store, even if you're nowhere near your computer. Our clients love this. So, because it gives them notifications, it just allows them to see exactly what's going on no matter where they are. So for example, top of the screen, I can see that I have 41 orders today, and I can see my revenue associated with those orders. Okay, today's off to a great start. But if I look to a lower tile on the screen, I can see that I have 42 unfilled orders. Well, that makes sense. 41 just came in. But 2 of them are on back order. Well, why is that? I shouldn't have any back orders. So I can click on any of these tiles, and they're going to rotate, and it's going to give me a lot more information. So for example, I can see one of these back orders. And in this case, that's right, it's for these horrible golf shorts. I thought nobody ever bought those, but clearly I'm wrong, and great seller, and now I'm out. So I'm going to call Ashworth and order some more right now. So I can deal with this problem even though I'm nowhere near my office because I have that type of alerting capability. The other thing the app can do, assuming you want it to, is it can send you notification every time you receive an order. So personally, I would start finding that, I guess it depends on your sales, but I can see that starting to get a bit much. But a lot of clients love it because they like to be at dinner or doing whatever and just constantly hearing the phone notify them that they're making money. So this is an app our clients absolutely love, and it's included. It's free, and it works on all iOS devices. So that's analytics. Back into the OMS itself, let's talk about orders. The whole point of this is, of course, to sell. And when we sell, then we have orders to process. Now we're going to talk about processing orders in 3 different ways. So no matter how your business operates, this is going to give you the tools and the capabilities that you need. So the first way is, let's assume I just want to process the order that just came in. For example, this Craig Ross order, it's the newest order, it's right at the top. All I need to do is click on the order number, and this screen will give me all the information that I need. Where's it going? What did the customer want? How are they paying for it? Everything's here. Now, okay, great. It's all here. It's information we need. Let's process. First thing we probably want to do is get paid. When the system captures an order, it's going to authorize a credit card by Nexternal talking with your payment gateway, and so your payment gateway saying, okay, great, card's authorized, we're setting the funds aside for you. Now that we're basically ready to ship, we want to actually capture those funds. The way we do that is click on this little $ icon. In this case, it's showing us the PayFlow Pro gateway, but if you use authorize.net or Chase Payment Tech or BridgePay or OpenEdge, it all works exactly the same. So once we hit OK, the system's going to give us our credit card terminal for this order and show us that we have indeed successfully captured the funds. Now, what's really great about this credit card terminal is you'll see that if there's a customer service issue, I could void this transaction, or maybe tomorrow if I had to issue a refund, I could do so for some or all of the order. And if I needed to capture new authorizations, I could do so as well. So if there's ever a customer service issue, your team has a simple consolidated interface to deal with them. They don't have to log into your payment gateway, and then you don't have a situation of your payment gateway saying one thing and your e-commerce system saying something else. It's just all integrated and tied together. So now that we're paid, let's ship. Bottom of the screen, I can create a packing slip if I need to. I can generate an invoice if necessary. But what I really love and I want you to see is that we can print our shipping labels right from here. So in this case, it's showing us UPS. If you use FedEx or the postal service, the process is basically the same. And once we hit the create button, it might just take a second, but UPS is going to reply to us with a label. And here it is, nice and fast. And this is it, we're done. Print this out, stick it on the box. We're on to our next order. So packing slip, and the packing slip can even be included like you see here. So printing these out, generating these and printing these out, super fast and efficient. Once I hit finish, we're brought back to this order. I can see that it's automatically shipped. More importantly, the line items are also automatically marked as shipped. Tracking information's automatically been entered here at the line item level. So if not everything's in one box or ships at the same time or from the same location, you can easily handle that. And at this point, now that it's shipped, the customer has a second email sent to them automatically. Hey, your order's on its way. Click on this link to see the status of your order so you can see where your package is at this very moment. So the customer will always know what's going on as well. So processing orders does not get simpler than that. It's just clicking 2 buttons. Now, some of you are thinking, Craig, it can get simpler than that because I don't have an order to get out right now. I've got 100 or 1,000 or 10,000. I don't want to go into each order individually and do that. Even though it's fast, that's still a lot times 10,000. In that case, you're absolutely correct. So in that case, we have batch processing. And batch processing does just what you would think. It allows you to process these all in batch. And you can do all of them at once, or you can even break them into chunks if you needed to for whatever reason. And so really with 2 clicks, I can do thousands of orders at a time. A great case study or a great example of this would be USA Today uses our software. And there's times where interesting world events happen and lots of people want to buy that issue of USA Today, maybe like as a keepsake. So they'll have tens of thousands of orders or more, and they can just batch process them and they're on their way. So that capability is absolutely baked right in. So you can literally handle thousands of orders in just a few minutes with the batch process. So that's the second option that you have. Now, some of you are thinking, well, Craig, that's great and that's really efficient, but it doesn't help me. I've got an ERP system that I use, and everything I do has to flow through my ERP system. Some of you might be thinking, Craig, I don't even know what you mean by ERP system. An ERP system is a business system, or a fancy term. It's really fancy accounting software is how I like to describe it. But anyway, the ERP is the key for my business. And so these orders have to flow into my ERP so I can process them there. And then I just need to tell Nexternal that they've been shipped. Well, we can do that too. So next to every order number, you'll see there's this little TrueCommerce icon. TrueCommerce is our parent company, and ERP integrations is one of their specialties. So since Nexternal is part of TrueCommerce, your orders in Nexternal can flow into TrueCommerce into a product that they call Transaction Manager, or that's called Transaction Manager. And then Transaction Manager has direct integrations to pretty much every ERP you can imagine. So yes, if you want to have your orders automatically flow into your ERP, and then once you process them, you want tracking information to automatically flow back, within one roof, we have that capability for you. So that's called TrueCommerce. TrueCommerce Connect is the term we use for that, and we can absolutely do it. So whether you're processing orders one at a time, in batch, or in your ERP, or even a combination if necessary, no problem, we have all those tools. A few other things I want to show you about orders real quickly. First is around reporting. So one common issue that we hear around salespeople and marketing people is that they need to get data. You know, I've got a meeting coming up, so I need to understand what we've sold this quarter. And if I ask accounting for it, it takes them 2 weeks. I don't have 2 weeks. This meeting's in 10 minutes. Well, they can always come in here and generate whatever reports. Assuming you've given them access, they can generate whatever reports they need. As you can see, we have a ton of reports here on the order level. We also have reports on the product level, customer level, vendor level, and even affiliate level. So no matter what data you're looking for, there's a really, really good chance we've got it in here ready to go for you. You don't even need to bother accounting. The other thing I want to talk about from an order perspective, or one of the other things I want to talk about, is Amazon. So as we've mentioned now a couple times, your Amazon orders can flow right into Nexternal. Well, why would I want to do this? If you sell your products on Amazon using what's called Seller Central, in which case you're selling your products on the Amazon marketplace, once Amazon captures that order, you need to fulfill it. And Amazon doesn't provide great fulfillment tools, but we do. So you can have it where your Amazon orders will flow into here automatically, and then you can generate your shipping labels, just like I showed you for that other order. And once you do that, tracking information will flow back to Amazon automatically. So no matter whether you're selling your order, selling B2B or B2C, Amazon, all these orders flow into one consolidated interface, and it makes it real simple for you to process. So just touching on that briefly. Now you might be thinking, okay, Craig, those are some of the things that you talked about, but you also mentioned other things like phone orders. Well, how does that work? So a lot of our clients have requirements for also dealing with their customers on the phone. Now, more and more transactions, of course, are happening online, but there's still some requirements for phone orders, or still some of our customers say, hey, we have a call center and we need, we have a call center, and right now we don't have great tools for handling those orders. Well, with this, you do. Because if I click on the new button, then I'm brought to your internal store. Now, what's great about the internal store is this looks almost identical to the customer-facing store. So if I'm a customer service rep of yours, you don't have to train me. If I can go to Amazon and buy something for myself, I can use this tool to take an order for a customer. So for example, let's assume Craig Ross calls up and says, hey, I want to buy a British Open towel. Well, it's real simple for your customer service agent to add that to the cart. And you'll see we can even have these internal memos. Hey, make sure the customer knows about this promotion we're having, or make sure they know about special laundering techniques, or you name it. So customers will never ever see this. This is just for your team. So you can really guide your team, use this tool to guide your team. Let's assume I tell your rep, no thanks on the umbrella, I've already got 10, I just want the towel. Well, you can still leverage that upsell overlay. Well, how about some tea, sir? We have a great deal, they're only 10 bucks. I guess that is a good deal. I'll take those. And then you said you bought with us in the past. Yes, I have. My last name's Ross. So it's just real simple for your team to look me up as a customer. And then even, do you want to use your card on file, sir? Yeah, that would be great. And then would you like an order confirmation email? Yes, that would also be great. So they can take phone orders really simply. So think about, especially for some of our bigger clients who have customer service agents, do everything from a phone perspective in their ERP system. You know, in many cases, it's super clunky, and you have to spend a lot of time training customer service reps. With this, you don't. It's self-explanatory how they use it. And now the system knows that the Craig Ross who placed a phone order, same Craig Ross who ordered online before, all these orders are reconciled and tied to me as a single customer record. So that's baked right in. The final thing I want to show you from an order perspective, and yes, we have lots of order tools to talk about, is you might be thinking, well, that's great, but I don't need to do phone orders. I need to take orders at trade shows or in a retail store, or I have sales reps who are out on the field and they need to take orders. Right now, everything's done by, they're writing it down and then they come back and then they enter into the ERP system and there's all these mistakes. We need a simpler tool for that. Well, we provide a simpler tool and it's called TrueCommerce Engage. And so it's an app that runs on iPads and it's really slick. It is a full mobile point of sale system. So think about, for example, if you go to an Apple store, once you pick out what you want, you don't have to take your product up to a cash register. The cash register in effect comes to you. This does the same thing. So it's fully mobile and it's got a couple of tricks up its sleeve. Number one, if you ever need to take orders this way, you don't need to set this up and configure it. You just turn it on and it pulls all of your data from your Nexternal system. So it's basically you can just spin these up and have them ready to go in literally a minute. There's no configuration necessary. Secondly, this supports what the industry calls clienteling. You might be thinking clienteling, that seems like a made-up word. And I think it might be a made-up word, but even so, what I can do is I can easily look up the customer I'm talking to. So if it's like a wine club and my wine club member comes in, I can look them up. Or if I'm doing sales, I'm a salesperson calling on a customer before I even go into their office, I can find them and I have all sorts of intelligence about them. So before I even go in, I can see, well, what's their lifetime value? How long have they been a customer? What do they like to buy from me? So all these tools are right here. And so whether I'm just doing real simple in-person transactions, or whether I need to have business intelligence, this app does this all beautifully. So this is called TrueCommerce Engage. Few other things I want to show you in the order management system real fast. Let's talk about products. Now, of course, to sell these products online, you have to have them in your system. Now, let's start simply and then we'll build from there a little bit. Let's assume our British Open Towel, which we've now talked about several times, let's assume it was on sale, which we can see, but let's assume the sale's ending or it has ended. Well, all you need to do is click this pencil icon, which is our edit button. And I'm simply going to scroll down to where our pricing is located, and I'm going to get rid of that discount. And then I hit finish. And that's it. The product's not on sale anymore. People going to the store see the full price. So any sort of edits or anything you need to do like that, you just log in and you do them and you get on with your day. You don't need to get IT involved. You don't need to upload something. You don't need to wait for something to happen. You just accomplish your task and then you can move on to the next thing. It's also worth knowing that if this is not yet apparent, the entire system is entirely cloud-based. So you can do anything you need to do in the system from anywhere. You just need to have an internet connection. So that's the first thing to know. Any sort of changes you need to make, whether it's pricing, whether you're changing product descriptions, you're appending them, you're adding new content, it's just really simple. Now let's take that a step further. Well, that's great, but I don't need to change a price. I have a brand new product I want to sell. Great, just click on the new button, and then you just fill in the blanks. Now, this screen is exactly the same screen we just saw, except of course it's blank. So what's it called? What SKU number does it have? What category is it in? Can everybody buy it or only some people? Put in whatever sort of descriptions I have. How much does it cost? Does it have attributes like sizes and colors? How much does it weigh for shipping? Do I want to track my inventory? If so, how many do I have? Upload an image, and then I'm on my way. So once you put a product or two in the system and you're comfortable with it, I mean, 2 minutes, 3 minutes tops for you to add a new product that's robust, that has great content, that has related products, that's just, easy and enticing for your customers to buy. So that process is really simple. Now, some of you are undoubtedly thinking, well, Craig, that is easy. I get it, but I don't have a product or 5 products or 10 products. I've got 1,000 or 10,000. I've got them all in my, I've got them all organized. I've got a great spreadsheet or a great database of my content. I don't want to have to do each one individually. And you're right, you don't. In that case, you're going to import them. And so we have a variety of imports depending on what you need to accomplish. For what I just described, we're talking about a product import. And how our imports work is that we provide, and it's right here in step 2, we provide pre-formatted Excel templates for you. You take your content, paste it into our template. If you're not sure what the column headings mean, there's very detailed descriptions of each one. And at the bottom of the screen, you just upload the template back in the system and you're on your way. So if your product data is organized, you can really put thousands of products in the system in just a few minutes. So that is also real simple. Our templates ensure everything maps correctly, that's simple for you, and that there's no security issues. Security is something we think about intently. So no matter, it's just like orders, whether you need to do one at a time or several or many, no problem. We give you the tools that you need. The final thing I want to talk about in here, and as you can tell, we've gone very, very fast through all this, but this is maybe my favorite section, is the customer section. So customers, from a B2C perspective, whenever somebody buys from you, they're going to get added to the section automatically. And the system's going to understand it's the same customer when they come back, whether they buy online or on the phone or in person via Engage. They can all tie to the same customer record. For B2B customers, of course, they need to be in here first so that they have access to your B2B store. As mentioned, you can have different customer types. Within reason, you can have as many as you want. You can call them whatever you want. Different customer types allow for different customer segmentation around different products, different pricing, and different payment options, and even different layouts, which we haven't even talked about. So you can have a very customized shopping experience as you need to. Now, big advantage of having all this customer information is since you have it, you can then market to your customers very effectively. So for example, maybe I want to find all my customers who used to be, they used to shop with me, but they stopped for whatever reason. Let's find out who these people are and see if we can't get them back. So what I'm describing is an order history search. So I can say something like, show me everybody who spent $1,000 with me, but who have not ordered in the past year. So let's go back to April 25th of last year. And when I run my search, here's my formerly good customers. Used to spend a lot of money, they stopped for whatever reason. So now that I know who they are, let's see if we can get them back. So I can click on the Mail Wizard button, which does what you would expect. And I can always use this tool to email everybody, but I only want to email my order history search, just that result, just my formerly good customers. So now the system's confirming that it's just those 11, it's not everybody. And then what I can do is a nice HTML email from So Inclined that's personalized. And now I can put in whatever content I want. And the key is I have a ton of personalization terms. So I can say something like, hello, first name, if I can type. We want you back. Now, ideally, you'd have a much more articulate marketing message than this, but you'll understand what it's doing. It's sending an individual email to each person, personalized to them. Hello, Danny, hello, Daryl, hello, John, and down the line. And so this is just a super powerful tool because you can search for your customers by their purchase behavior, by their demographic information, or a combination of both, and send them very targeted messaging. As you can imagine, this is an awesome, awesome tool for our clients. And so again, it's built right in. So we've gone super fast through the platform. There's lots of things we even talk about, like coupons and gift certificates and really the layout, etc. But I at least like to take the 3 minutes we have left and answer some questions. So if you haven't done so and you do have questions, please ask them in the webinar interface. Webinar interface isn't great, but do your best. I'll do my best to get to them, and we'll take it from there. First question I see a bunch of different questions, but the first one that really pops out at me is probably the most common. Hey, how long does this take to get up and running? That's a great question. When you sign up, there's really 3 or 4 things that need to occur or really be completed to go from sign up to live. And so we like 6 weeks typically for that. And so the 3 or 4 things, I'm going to describe them, and they all happen in parallel. So it's not like one has to finish, then the next one starts. They should all be being worked on at the same time. The first one is that we want to do a site sync where we're going to match the layout to your website. And we do that in the layout section here. The real key to this, without getting too in the weeds right now, is this advanced layout button, this advanced layout area where we're taking the code from your website and we're implementing it here. We typically like about 6 weeks for this process. And so while we're working on that, the second and third steps for you are, the second one is to get your products in the system, and the third one is to configure settings. Settings are what you would expect. Do you have to collect sales tax? If so, where? Which shipping carriers do you use? Do you sell B2B, B2C, both? You're answering those types of questions. Both steps 2 and 3, you'll go through with a Nexternal onboarding specialist. So you will have somebody specifically on the Nexternal team to help you through all that, because we want to make sure that when the site sync's done, your part's done, and that you're ready to go live. So those are the 3 things. Now, sometimes there's a 4th as well, which gets to the point of, well, I want Nexternal to send my product data, my order data really automatically to my ERP system. And in that case, then we're leveraging TrueCommerce Connect. And so that process can also kick off while we're doing the site sync. And 4 to 6 weeks is a good frame of reference for that as well, so that they can do whatever mapping they need to make sure that it behaves, that the orders behave as you want them to once they hit your ERP system and back. So 3 or 4 things depending on requirements, but 6 weeks is a great frame of reference no matter what. Let's do another one. My catalog's always changing. How do I deal with redirects? That's a very sophisticated question. Let's talk about that real fast. So, assuming I understand the question, what this person is asking is, hey, I've got products that I don't keep forever. They expire, and so then I have a new product. I have for example, the 2019 skis, and now that the ski season is basically winding down, there's going to be a 2020 product that replaces it. How do I handle that so that I don't have all these dead pages for Google? So assuming that's what they're asking, if we, for example, edit our pretty much any product, if we go to the second screen, we have what we call the unavailable option. So in here is where we can put in what do we want this product to redirect to once it becomes unavailable. And so once the 2019 version goes away, it will automatically redirect to the 2020 product. And it does it via what's called a 301 redirect, which is a programming term, but that's what Google expects. You're basically telling Google, hey, that other product or page has been replaced by this newer version of it. So that's how we handle that. Let's just do one more question. Is there an app store for additional products that work with Nexternal? Love that question. Yes, there is. So if we go back to nexternal.com, if we put our mouse over for clients, you'll see that we do indeed have a app marketplace. And so this is a robust resource for anything you could probably think of that you need to further extend what you're doing with Nexternal. Additional marketing tools, electronic product delivery, additional sales tax options, you name it. App marketplace is your one-stop shop, if you will. So now that we're at the top of the hour, I hope that you enjoyed this demo as much as I did. As I mentioned, it went really fast, but hopefully gives you a real good overview of Nexternal and a frame of reference for what it can do. If you're already working with an account executive at Nexternal or TrueCommerce, please follow up with them with any questions that you have. If you're not, because obviously I didn't get to a lot of them. If you're not currently working with someone here, please don't hesitate to give me a call. I would really look forward to working with you and talking to you. Thanks for joining us today.